Out of curiosity, what could have been the reason Newcastle offered Anthony Gordon of all the teams in the Prem to us? Or the fact that he's a Liverpool fan. You know, and I'm going to talk about Anthony Gordon now in a minute. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about talking about him today. I think it would have been a case of, it would have been an easy sell to the player. So if he had got a deal with Liverpool and they said, look, Liverpool want you, I can absolutely see how they could have made that happen. So yeah, I think that's why, most likely. That, and they knew that we had a lot of wiggle room with regards to the ability to spend money. And it would have been about 70 million quid based off the numbers we've seen thrown around. So let's talk about Gordon, Anthony Gordon. So we've all seen what happened over the past week, that Newcastle offered Anthony Gordon to Liverpool and they wanted Jarell Quansah going the other way. There was some indications that Liverpool may have been willing to include Joe Gomez in that deal, but what seems to be the case is that it's turned Anthony Gordon's head. And I warned Newcastle fans about this at the time. Newcastle look like they're frantically trying to get a new contract in front of Anthony Gordon to sign. I would imagine that if he's representative has anything about them, the only way they're signing that new deal is with a cast iron buyout clause in it. Now, they could say that that buyout clause isn't allowed to be activated till next year, which would keep Gordon for another summer. But it does seem like his head has been turned, because reports have been coming out of the England camp to say that he's been talking about the potential deal and likes the idea of it with his fellow England teammates. I think Anthony Gordon will jump at the chance to join Liverpool. And now that it's sort of been teased to him, I can absolutely understand how he'd be getting onto his agent and saying, can we make this happen? Can we make it happen? And I don't say that with any disrespect to Newcastle. I absolutely believe that Anthony Gordon's enjoying himself in Newcastle. Newcastle, great city, lovely people, good football team. But he is a Liverpool fan. And if he could get a move to a team that, again, with all due respect to Newcastle, is a bigger club, in the Champions League again, I think he'd do it. It's just a matter of, can we get the deal done? The number is 70 million quid. That's more acceptable to me than the 100 million that was previously spoken about, which I thought was nonsensical. But he still wouldn't be my first choice. I still would go for Nico Williams. But with him, you do again, like Mark Gay that I mentioned, you've got somebody who knows the league, still has some growth with regards to his potential, still has some finishing touches to add in for the end product. Yeah, I can see why it makes sense, but it depends how much he's going to kick up a fuss, because he has every right to go to Newcastle and go, you tried to fuck me, you tried to shaft me and sell me because you needed to bring in money. So whatever they say to him, you're not going to change that fact. He knew he was surplus to requirements because they had financial concerns and they were offering him about. That's not going to sit well and land well with him and his agent. And he's homegrown too. Yeah, absolutely. It ticks another box in that regard as well. Look, Anthony Gordon would be a good signing. You know, absolutely. I'd be more than on board with it. Just, you know, I view Nico Williams as such a talent that he would always be my number one choice. But Nico Williams, Kvaratskhelia, Anthony Gordon, all realistic, all reasonable, all players that potentially want moves as well.